Well, it would be a heartwarming occasion if the new one could manage to unprecedentedly win this race for a fourth time, but at the moment he's the outsider of the field, and of course he faces retirement if he doesn't show his old spark. But what a fantastic hurdler who's been operating at the apex of hurdling for 6 straight seasons. This is 7th, but at the moment it's that horse that is joint favourite with Western Rider. This horse, of course, Somerville Boy won the Supreme last time, beating Kalashnikov narrowly, but was value for rather more than that.
Yeah, I mean, just touching on that market, I must admit, I never thought I'd see the day where the new one's 14-1 for a race of this nature. I've got to be honest, and it does look a little bit of an overreaction on perhaps just 1 or 2 subdued performances, but not to say that I'd want to back him until I see a bit of light in the performances after the visor. But yeah, Somerville Boy is another horse really that, if he'd come here first time out this year, he would probably be quite a strong sort of 7-4, 2-1 chance in this field. But because he's got that subdued, lacklustre performance at Newcastle, in the fighting fifth behind him, all of a sudden you're getting 4-1 to your money, which for me seems a very fair price. He's entitled to be a little bit rig rusty first time out. I think he was pretty disappointing for the yard first time for them when he ran on debut, and you know, it could just be that he's a horse that just needs a run or two just to blow away the cobwebs. He got better as the season progressed last year. His hurdling remains a bit of a concern for me. He doesn't hurdle like a champion hurdler as yet, but they're going to go a stride or two slower, you would think, here than they did at Newcastle when he's tackling the likes of Sam Crow and Bouvardere, and you know, it'd be disappointing if he can't make his presence felt in this field. I
wonder whether conversely, he's the kind of horse that would jump better for a strong pace like the one that he got in the Supreme.
Yeah, quite conceivably. I mean, he wasn't foot perfect there either, was he? But he managed to overcome those misdemeanours and win with great authority at the line.
How about the price of Western Rider, who is now outright favourite? He was only 6 behind Somerville Boy in the Supreme. Last time we saw him, he was well positioned in terms of where he was towards the fore of the race, but towards the inside at the Great Wood Hurdle. Yeah,
there were 1 or 2 that ran quite well, ran the inside.
Yeah, there were.
Silver Streak, I think. I don't think Old Guard was always positioned towards the right, you know, the absolute outside either. So it might not have been the negative that day that it can be there. Yeah, I find it strange that he's so short in the market. I've got to be honest. He was comfortably held in the Supreme, as I say, 5th in a handicap last time. Unless he stepped forward markedly fitness-wise, it's difficult to envisage why he'd be vying for favouritism.
That speaks of a lack of confidence about the rest of them. Silver Streak is progressive though and in form.
Yeah, like his chance. I think the rains will come and help him a little bit. He's thriving, improving. Don't see why he shouldn't run a big race.
Vision de Flow has shortened quite markedly.
Yeah, I suppose people are thinking, well, if Somerville Boy's 3-1, 7-2, then why is this lad who's finished in front of him at Newcastle, why is he such a big price? So I suppose the market's realigning there.
Yes, and then we have a Dream who's got to. Well, the juveniles in general haven't really cut it so far against the in open company.
No, and he's a possible pace angle, I suppose. He might appreciate getting back to this venue with a bit of cut in the ground, I suppose.
And Brain Power's got to prove himself going left-handed, reverting to hurdles.
Yes, I'm not sure uphill and down Dale is perfect for him either. I do think he prefers a park track.
It's time for the Unibet International.
And they're off and racing for the Unibet International Hurdle Grade 2 and the new one. Striding out in front then in a race that he's won 3 times before, comes towards the first flight, jumps it beautifully ahead of Old Guard with a sheepskin noseband. Vision de Flow in the Potts family colours there, the yellow with the red cap, and then on the inside we have a Dream's green colours. Brain Power in touch as well. Somerville Boy held on to with Silver Streak and Western Rider at the back of the field. He's taking a bit of a keen hold here is the new one as he comes up the hill now towards the second flight. Leads by about 4 lengths in the hands of Sam Twiston Davis. Coming towards it now. Another super leap there by the new one. Old Guard, who won this race himself too in 2015 in the noseband there, he races alongside Vision de Flow, and We Have a Dream is next to the rail. Brain Power, who's inclined to take a bit of a hold, is in the white jacket on the outside as Somerville Boy as the runners just begin to concertina a little bit now as they race up the hill. Silver Streak is the grey next, and Western Rider, who's been well supported today, is last of all, but only about 5 lengths behind the new one. So they race away from us then. Down the hill they go to flights 3, 4 and 5 over on the far side. The new one leads Vision de Flow and Old Guard. Somerville Boy racing in 4th place, the Supreme Novices Hurdle winner, of course, last March. Brain Power on the outside there, Nico de Boinville. Silver Streak tracking. We Have a Dream on the inside for Daryl Jacob, and the yellow cap of Western Rider still in touch at the back for champion jockey Richard Johnson. They rise over the second flight down the side of the course as they race on. That's number 4 in all in this Unibet International Hurdle Grade 2, the new one, visored for the first time. At the moment is doing him good because he's out in front. The lead though has been cut back a little bit though because Vision de Flo moves up alongside him as they're about to swing left-handed. Brain Power on the outside is Somerville Boy with Old Guard on the inside sitting handy. Silver Streak Grey on the outside of these. We Have a Dream and Western Rider at the back, still travelling as well as the horses that they see in front of them. And they race across towards the third last at the top of the hill. And a slight error there perhaps by Silver Streak, but no damage done. The new one still the front runner here from Vision de Flo and Brain Power, with in 4th place Bryony Frost there on Old Guard. It'll be a big double for Bryony if she pulls this one off here. Back in 5th place then is Somerville Boy. Silver Streak and Western Rider wider in the yellow cap, and still We Have a Dream looking on from the inside for Daryl Jacob. The runners heading down the hill now in the Unibet International Hurdle. Still a fair run before they get down to the second last, and Vision de Flo is just about to take up the running now from the new one. What has the new one got left? On the inside he's got there with a chance. Brain Power is next, then Silver Streak over the second last. There's a mistake by Silver Streak there just when he was trying to get into contention. The new one has given way and starts to backtrack, unfortunately. Racing down the hill then towards the entrance to the home straight, and Vision de Flo has travelled beautifully throughout for Robbie Power. So too though is Brain Power on the outside. Western Rider trying to get closer. Silver Streak battling on with Old Guard on the inside, and We Have a Dream is making some progress too. But as they race on up towards the final flight, it's Brain Power and Nico de Boinville who've quickened up the best here. The final flight coming up for Brain Power. Silver Streak battling on in 2nd place. Brain Power is over clear by about 4 lengths. The new one's been pulled up before the final flight, and up the hill they come. Brain Power clear by 5. Silver Streak, Western Rider, We Have a Dream and Old Guard battling on, but Brain Power is a very smart horse indeed. He's just idling a little bit in front and being shaken up by Nico de Boinville to make sure, but Brain Power takes the international hurdle by a couple of lengths from a gallant Silver Streak in 2nd, the Western Rider 3rd, and We Have a Dream back in 4th.
And Brain Power has won. The switch back to hurdles, the cheek pieces going back on. Nicky Henderson will be giving credit to owner Michael Butley, who suggested it was, and he has won the international hurdle with Nico de Boinville on board at 7-1, laying the concerns about him going left-handed and whether he likes this track. Back over the smaller obstacles, he's been able to show what he's capable of. In 2nd, it's Silver Streak sticking on after getting a little bit out pace. Barry Geraghty and Evan Williams, that horse's excellent form this season continues. And Western Rider, who again just found them stretching him a little bit pace-wise. He is stuck on in the closing stages for 3rd. Richard Johnson on board for Warren Greatrick. So the switch back to hurdles, Sam, for Brain Power looks to have been the key to this.
Yeah, he's travelled like the wrath of God throughout. They seem to go a pretty unrelenting gallop in front. The new one sadly pulled up, and Vision de Flo helped cut out that strong pace, and the Brain Power just travelled supremely well on the outside of him and really put the race to bed with all the ability that he suggests that he has every morning, I think, at 7 Barrows, and he's actually managed to realise that on track and run out a really ready winner. Very interesting performance from him.
Yeah, very much so, and that might mean that his target for the Cheltenham Festival could end up being the champion hurdler.